What's up everyone? I hope you're having a wonderful day and thank you for clicking on this video. So investing in real estate is a scary, but no doubt extremely lucrative and time-honored way of building wealth. But how exactly do you build wealth in real estate? And how is it so powerful? Well, basically, the underlying idea behind investing in real estate is what is known as the compound effect. The same type of idea that is what the FIRE movement, or Financial Independence Retire Early movement, builds upon in order to attain their financial and life goals. At least for me, when I first started investing in real estate, I was blown away by how you could literally buy a property, rent it out, and have an additional $200 to $400 per month of income. Then, you could buy another property with the profits off the previous property, get yet more profit from the new property, and so on and so forth, until eventually you've done this so many times that you can quit your job and live off the income for the rest of your life. Basically, regardless of where you live or where you find yourself financially, you can start investing in real estate. It's an equal opportunity concept. But you'll only be successful in real estate if you hit that like button, because that's going to make you successful in real estate. No, but seriously, if you could, I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm and gets my video on search results and things like that. Anyways, with that being said, let's jump right into it. And be sure to stay until the end of the video to see your one personal improvement homework assignment for today. So let's run through the basics. The first step to getting started in real estate is to follow the 3 steps to success in real estate or in any business venture that I outlined in my previous video, shown right here. Those steps, to summarize, are to set a target date, study your butt off, and then pounce. Once you have started these 3 first steps, then we can dig deeper. Now it's time to figure out what your target property looks like. Are you going to be buying single-family homes, or duplexes, or triplexes, or fourplexes, or 100plexes, or property on the moon, or... Anyways, the miracle of modern technology has allowed us to have at our fingertips all the information that we could need to get ourselves going. Sites like Redfin and Zillow, Trulia, LoopNet, and others help us do now what real estate agents used to have to use giant listing books to do. That is, from the comfort of your own sofa, you can look at dozens of listed properties and see which ones catch your eye. If you aren't taking full advantage of these listing services, and you say you're serious about getting into real estate, you're lying to yourself. Sorry, but when it has become this accessible and you're not taking advantage of it, you're not being honest with yourself. But at the same time, don't let your searches on real estate sites be you simply tire kicking, where you keep looking at stuff you'd like to buy, fantasizing about what your life would be like if you actually got out there and got that monthly cash flow, and being happy with your imagination, rather than executing in reality. This is where the first 3 steps I told you about, to set a target date, research everything you possibly can, and pounce, save you. They prevent you from falling into analysis paralysis or anything like that. Now, since you've picked a period of time where you're doing market research before you buy, for maybe 6 to 12 months, this will really give you a full opportunity to figure out where the deals are and what you're actually seeking. Once you've decided upon a property type that you want to invest in and grow your portfolio, start practicing running the numbers. In the future, I will show you exactly how to do this, but to simplify here, you can use a few basic guidelines to decide if the property is actually a good investment. These are real estate investing rules of thumb. The first rule of thumb is what is known as the 2% rule. What this states is that if a property's rents per month are 2% of the total purchase price of the property, it is highly likely to cash flow. For instance, if you have a property that's selling for $100,000 and the monthly rental income is $1,400, that's a 1.4% property. You divide 1,400 by 100,000 to get 1.4%. It's that simple. There are many variations on this rule of thumb, but basically a property is probably a good investment, assuming the area is good and the property is sound. We'll get to that later. If its monthly rental income is at least 1%, the 1% variation on the 2% rule, and ideal if it's at 2%. If you have monthly rental income of less than 1%, then unless the property is in a rapidly appreciating market, it's probably not a good choice. If the property is much higher than 2%, then it's possible that there's something wrong with the property. The area isn't very desirable, or any number of things. So, 2% is a good target. The next rule of thumb is what is known as the cap rate. The cap rate, or capitalization rate, is basically the rate of return per year that you can expect to get on a property, accounting for certain expenses like maintenance, management, mortgage, and the like. Subtracting rental income from the expenses gives you what is called a net operating income, or NOI. Then, to get the cap rate, you divide that number by the purchase price. Cap rates vary significantly depending on the market you're buying in and the type of property. Let's say you're trying to buy a 4-unit apartment complex in Columbus, Ohio. It's reasonable to find such a property for maybe $250,000 that has a monthly income of maybe $3,500, which gives you a total yearly income of $42,000, $3,500 times 12. Let's say that your mortgage is right around $1,500 per month. Your maintenance, CapEx, and other expenses total about $750 a month. This leaves you with a monthly cash flow of $1,250 per month. This is a net operating income of $15,000 per year. Dividing that number by $250,000 and you get a cap rate of 6%. Now when you divide the number, you're going to get 0.06. Take that number, multiply by 100, and you get a percentage. For Ohio, this is decent, but if you're savvy, you can get cap rates that are closer to 9%. However, for a hotter market with large amounts of appreciation, a 6% cap rate is pretty typical and actually pretty good. Just talk to Grant Cardone about that. He talks about 6%, 7% cap rates all the time, and he's buying properties that are 150 plus units. Similar to cap rate, another rule of thumb is your cash-on-cash return. Our third rule of thumb that we're talking about here today. Let's say you put down $25,000 to purchase a property, and you're getting an income of $500 per month after all expenses. That's $6,000 per year. To get cash-on-cash return, you divide the total yearly income you're getting after all expenses by the amount of money you actually put down on the property in order to purchase it. So in this case, it's $6,000 divided by $25,000 multiplied by 100 gives you 24%. This is an astronomical return.